Welcome to day 25. Exploring the body. In the previous session, we brought awareness to what our body is capable of and how we can start working with our body. Our experience and our awareness to our body helps us become more in tune with ourselves. Remember, our body is so intelligent by design. Our body is God. So to know thyself, to know the body, and to get a better understanding of the body, that starts with our experience, which is the soul. The sensations that we feel, the movements that take place for us. And if we can strip back what is right or wrong, what we're supposed to do, and just start from a feeling, we can explore our body in so many different ways. And if we bring it back to basics, movement, subtle changes, everything is all connected. So by the changes, if we now bring awareness and pay attention, you'll start to see why it's so important to then start working with the body. To bring the awareness and set the intentions. And it's that feeling then that is always now, which is the body. Soul, mind, body. So today we're just going to play around with just a few ways, just to give examples of how our body can move and what we can do and have fun. If we can start playing around every day and just think energy is the soul, which is the truth. And our body responds to the truth. That energy becomes appreciation. The body feels, and then the mind, the captain of your vessel, gives instructions and the body responds. So we talked about moving in 3 dimensions, forward and back, side to side, and rotate. And every part of the body, we can do that in any position. And this is why I've loved yoga so much. So you do different poses. And in those poses, there's a set where you flow to one to another. And sometimes you get to pause. So downward dog. And then they say paddle your feet. You lift them up and down. You can feel a different stretch, a different sensation to release certain parts of the body. We can do that in every part. So just to start with, we can put our hands at the back of our head and just push here. And all we're focusing on is the movement of our hands. So from this position here, and again you can do this with your eyes closed, we're just exploring the body. And all I'm trying to show is that you can get creative now and think, what ways can I move? What pressures? What pulls and what pushes? What twists and what turns? So if you just start with your hands just moving, thumbs touch to the neck, little fingers go towards the back of the head, lifting up, pulling down, and just feel where else that takes place in the body. And there'll be certain elements where it's a bit tight. Remember, all of this is about awareness, no judgment. You pay attention. Then just slide in your hands or push them against each other from side to side. So for me, I can feel that more so on my left elbow than anywhere else. It's awareness. From here, we can then use the body twist. Twist. And then you could add the movement where the fingers and thumbs go up and down with the twist. So remember, 3 dimensions, forward, back, side to side. So we can do it first of all with the hands, side to side, forward and back, and then just a small rotation. Very subtle. thumbs together, pushing. That same movement we can then add as a bigger part of the body. So with my torso, I can move forward, back, stretch, forward, and back. I can go side, side, side to side, and then I can rotate, twist, twist. So if you just give your arms a rest, and then you can go back into there again. Now we can add length. So as we go forward and back, side to side, rotation, we can push up and back down. And you'll see that a lot of these movements, I haven't seen that before. However, if your body can move into a position, that means your body can. And by every position you go into, the fibers go in different ways. Everything pulls, everything has its role. So if we haven't been in a certain position before, and then let's use the example of sports. We go through movements at speeds, at a fast pace. If there's been no sensation for it, the ego, the mind will get in the way. Don't know this, that feels uncomfortable. It can stop, it can halt, it can jolt you to a point where we can get injured. And a great example of that is skiing. I used to train a lot of people in the city, so ski season, people would come in the gym to get fit for skiing. And then there was a lot of injuries at skiing. And if you just use the logic, if we come into the gym and just go on the treadmill and we're running forwards, which is pretty much every exercise that we do, forwards and backwards, and you get really fit, you get really strong, and you think you're ready for skiing. And all of a sudden, on the ski slopes, we're going from side to side. Those joints, those tissues, everything is in a completely different way that the body is now not used to it. Imagine someone comes out in front of you and at speed, you change direction. That change, if there's been no teaching to the body, no awareness, no experience, that's a complete step into the unknown. And remember, your body loves you unconditionally. So put the brakes on. It would tighten up. It would do what it thinks is best in that moment because it has no mind leading. And this is where we can get injured because our body's not conditioned for the stresses that we put in to our environment. We haven't been prepared. And then we can start using the similarities between our ego. With our awareness, and we've seen this over the last few sessions, how much more in tune we are now of us, the self, because of our ego. We're aware of it. And at times where it used to kick off, imagine that's the body. It used to put the brakes on. But if we can ease in and teach the body, it's okay. I've got this. We've done this before. Your body then will respond. So it's like we have to get the experience. We have to get the sensations. We then give it the meaning. And then it's every step, one step at a time. We add to it. We enhance on it. We repeat it. And we'll start seeing the rewards that take place. So that was just one example. From these positions, imagine you're just sliding, so the hands are still together, but you're pulling one down, one up. But it's hardly moving, so it's a more of a pull and a push. And all I'm asking for people is just to see the difference. From here, you can try to imagine you're going this way and that way. So as you're pulling, so to and fro, push. Then you can do the rotation. Imagine it's going there and there. So it's hardly moving. They're both countering each other. But everything now is a different stress inside the body. So we can now do the same with our neck, with our arms, every point. Imagine if you have something and you're pulling out. I use like a kitchen towel and it's in a space And if I'm trying to yank it out and it's not coming out, what do? I give it a twist, I turn it, I pull it, and then I get it out. Those twists and turns, that's what every part of our body can do. So in the big movements, yeah, certain things that our body won't allow us to do, but just on the subtle, small changes. And if we do every step of the way, so it's to almost think, when I get into a certain position, how can I move each place? So from here, my elbow's locked. I can't go down any further. I can twist, I can raise, I can take it just to a slightly different position, and I'm exploring each range. Then I can take my arm bent, and then I'm doing it again. Twist, 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 twist. So can you see, on the grand scheme of things, not much is happening. But if I'm looking at just even the tissues around my joint, I'm giving it energy, I'm giving it life. I then mentioned the skin, biggest organ of the body. Bones, physical. There's only certain ways that the bones can move. The structure. Then you've got the muscles, which is a bit more flexible. As I showed yesterday, we can rotate, we can squeeze, we can flex, we can extend. Then you have the skin, and at the smaller layers, the fascia. It's like a putty. It moves in 5 dimensions. It's a support, it's a pad, it's a cushion. We call it collagen. And force stimulates growth. So if we do the same things again and again, we're creating force. Eventually that fascia builds up as a structure, a web, such an integrated web. And that structure gives us our shape. So bone, there's not really too much we can do. We can do it through force, we can stimulate. When we pound, when we run, we're adding energy to our bones. Nourishment. Muscles, we can squeeze. We can pump. We can push, we can pull. And then when it gets down to the tissues, we can slide. They wrap around, they mold. And it's trying to get people just to think there's different layers going on. And this is why I love yoga, because when you're in certain positions holding, you'll feel like when my legs are holding, my toes start to slide out. And as that toe slides out, I now start feeling different pulls within my legs. And it's almost like spread my feet and then create space for my body. I'm hoping this makes sense. And this is why I feel that when you explore, play around. So let's have another example of this, because these are things that we can do when we are just sitting down, listening to music, watching a film. We can do these little motions and it doesn't take any extra time. And with the intention, we know we're giving love to the body, more experience to the body, to get more connected to the body. So if we start now, hands by your sides, straight arms, and you're going to turn the thumbs out. So your chest now feels some sort of tightness. And all I'm going to ask you to do is close your eyes, and we're just going to stay in this position. And I want you to, first of all, become the observer. Notice the tightness. Notice the energy. There'll be pulses going on. And it's to almost think, in every position that you can get yourself into, you've now created space for the energy to come in, to work its magic. And in certain areas of tightness, you then give it an extra bit of instructions from the mind. And a great word to use with the feeling attached to it, love. Love, love, love. So truthful. We can try to explain what to do with more complication. Start with love, sensations inside the body. So with your thumbs now, try to push back even more, rotate. How far does your shoulders allow you to go? Where else are you feeling that tightness? And just hold. There's energy that just flows through the body. And in these moments of uncomfort and tightness, use your breath. Breathe into the space. And if we take place of what happens here, more hydration, more energy, more lubrication, more blood flow, our body's getting to work without us knowing. It's out of our comprehension. But what we can do is assist by adding the stresses, by adding the tension. So with your thumbs, now spread out the fingers. Move your hands back, spread, reach out. Clench and release. Clench and release. Rotate in, rotate out. Curl the fist in towards, curl out. Turn the fist down and back. And all of a sudden, there's so many different things taking place. You almost create an internal pump. Imagine the heart, squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. You're now doing that. So there's a chain of command inside the body. One leads to the other. One leads to the other. See if you can start running your awareness of how all things are connected. And you'll start seeing from the toe, where tissues wrap around the calf, go around the knee, up to the hip. That hip runs up the stomach. That runs up the body, up to the shoulder. You can follow the path. And the only way which is right is the way that you experience. In that experience, putting your intention, bringing your awareness, and feeling the sensations. When we're then using the hands by your side, we can then use things like our necks to change the dynamic of this movement. So hands out by your side, thumbs rotated out, start with your head down and chin to chest, and you'll feel certain tightness in the arms, shoulders, and then slowly going to raise up. And in those moments, bring awareness. We're stretching our throat, our shoulders, our chest, our arms, our wrists. And the areas that I just said, let's now look at those areas from the skin, stretching the skin in those areas, stretching the muscles in those areas, turning the bones in those areas. It's fascinating. And it's all exploring the body. So the neck can come down, come up. From here, turn the shoulder to the side. And again, just notice. Anytime you feel tightness, see if you can relax. Breathe into the space. Reset. And just notice what comes up. Changing onto the other side. And again, in these positions, you can just subtly rotate your thumbs. And all of a sudden, you'll start feeling this energy shoot around the body, into the tightness, into the darkness. Your energy is the light. The resistance comes from the mind. This is a perfect partnership. The mind can only allow us to go where it knows. And with that awareness, we can then assist the mind. Soul sets the mind, and the mind sets the body. And then last one in this position, we can rotate round. How far can you go? And again, feel the different areas of the body. And then back onto the other side. And I do this in every position I get into. Especially when I'm in yoga on these certain holds, the smallest subtle motion, I'm just moving, I'm just shifting the body, I'm rocking and rocking. And you'll see it's all connected. It feels amazing. So in each section of the body, move, twist, 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 forward, 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 backwards, side to side. And just watching this may not make as much sense, but when you get into these positions, it'll make complete sense. And the fact is that bringing awareness to every part of the body, you realize how we do everything automated. We rarely give full attention to our body, rarely, because it's so amazing. It does it all on its own without thought. It just knows, it just serves. So with that little bit of attention from ourselves, we really get to then enhance the body. So I will do a few videos on different movements that we can do, more of a three-dimensional and bigger movements. However, the soul, let's go to the source. Let's go to the top of the range and just work from there first. And the feet, where it all starts, that heel strike. If we start just paying attention to our feet more, so I mentioned yesterday, spreading the toes, lifting the toes, pushing the toes, squeezing the toes, rolling on top of the toes. All that energy will start dispersing and allowing it to almost be like a pillow and a cushion. As you hit the floor, that stress now is dispersed because there's more awareness. So see how you get on with this and see what feeling sensations you can get. Because the moment you feel, you're being present. That is the energy, it's the soul. So in these small movements, it can enhance on our meditations. But let the mind go out the way. Just go to the sensations and just notice. And we can then start increasing our range, increasing the stretch. I like to work with bands. And if we look at it just from an energetic perspective of the body, we're energizing. We're lighting up the body. We're healing the body. So have some fun with that and notice what comes up for you.